Hi, I'm Chip Rowan, and this is Good to Know. Today we're at the Connellsville Area Middle School, and I'm here with Ben Haines. Good to have you here, Ben.
Thank you, Chip.
Or I guess it's good to be here with you.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, Ben is actually the music teacher here at the middle school, and he's also the director of the upcoming musical. And we're socially distanced here, so we're able to take our mask off today. But Ben, last time I was here, we were just getting ready to talk about Frozen Junior.
Yes.
And that would have been last March. And could you share kind of what happened there?
Sure. So we were preparing for Frozen Junior just about exactly 1 year ago to the day. And so we saw, in the media, the coronavirus was kind of picking up speed as far as a story, and it was kind of getting closer and closer to our area. And I thought that our timing for our show was going to be just perfect because I knew that it was coming, it was going to hit our area, but I thought we were going to get our show in before that happened, and that's not exactly what happened. Actually, the timing couldn't have been worse.
Yeah.
And it was ironic that the opening date of our show last year was Friday the 13th.
You should have knew that was a problem from the beginning.
I know. I should have picked a different weekend. The weekend prior would have been ideal. But we were actually shut down the day before opening night. So we found out on March 12th last year that we were not going to perform that show that we had spent months and months preparing for.
Yeah, and it was so sad to see that, and I know that it's tough for you, it's tough for the performers and everyone, because everyone's put so much work into it. But you were able to make that up this summer. You were able to offer an alternative, right?
We were. So what ended up happening is we were able to, over the summer, bring the students in to film Frozen Junior. And then the filming was edited down and into a movie of sorts, and then that was able to be we showed it at East Park over the summer, at the end of summer in August, and we had a really nice crowd, nice weather, and so that was a little bit, even though we wanted to perform it for a live audience and that couldn't happen, but that was a nice way to put some finality to everything that we had done for Frozen Junior.
Yeah, well, that was great. I'm glad you were able to figure another way out to do that. And we've had to get creative this year in a lot of ways for a lot of things.
Yes, yeah, and we all have, and you just have to adapt and adjust and make it work one way or another. Yeah.
Well, the good news is you have another show coming up, and it's going to be happening soon. What are you putting on this year? What's the production?
So we're doing Cinderella. And the version that we're doing is called Getting to Know Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. It's through Concord Theatricals, and it's an abbreviated version of the full show. So it's like a junior version. As you can see, we're used to doing the junior versions of shows, which are a shortened version of a show that's adapted for a middle school cast.
Yeah, that's great. And what are the dates for this production?
So the show dates are March 19th, 20th, and 21st. And we're also, so the 19th and 20th, it starts at 7 p.m., the 21st starts at 2 p.m., and we're also live streaming our dress rehearsal on March 17th. And
the tickets for the actual lot to be here to watch it are limited. Those are limited to family.
Correct. Yeah,
but
so our in-person audience is so we're obviously limited. We have restrictions on how many people we can have in our audience. So I opted to, since it's such a small number, just open it up to the families of our cast members in the show, the kids in the show. But everybody can watch it through live streaming, and you can go to Connellsville CenterStage. .anywhereseat.com, and then so essentially when you're live streaming it, you're at home watching it as it's happening live here on our stage.
Yeah, and tickets for only $5.
$5. Yep.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great and they can see all three of the shows: the Friday and Saturday, the 19th and 20th at 7.
And you said,
and then on Sunday it's at 2 o'clock.
It's at 2, and then they can also watch the. It's essentially a dress rehearsal on March 17th. Because we wanted to have an opportunity to get the kinks out of our live streaming. We've never done live streaming before, and not 100% sure how it's going to go. So we wanted to have like a test run of the live streaming equipment. And also, interestingly, on the 17th we have understudies for our lead characters this year, which we've never done before, but I thought that this year it's important to do that, just in case someone gets contact traced or gets the virus themselves. So on the 17th, we're actually going to have our understudy students perform in the lead roles.
Yeah, excellent. That's great. Well, it's great to be thinking ahead for that too, because right now you have to do that. So
sure.
Yeah. The dress rehearsal is a great opportunity for people to watch too, so they can actually buy a ticket for that too?
Absolutely. Yeah, so there's 4 shows available for viewing, so March 17th, 19th, 20th, 21st.
Okay. And you selected this show because it's a little shorter version?
It is a shorter version. There's a lot of different reasons why I chose this show, and yes, it is a shorter version, but a lot of our sets that we used last year for Frozen are actually the same kinds of sets to be used with this show, Cinderella. So we basically, in other words, there's a castle in Frozen. We have a castle already built, left over from last year.
You're able to recycle.
We recycled, yeah. We
that's
just
good.
left everything right there on the stage, so I knew that was going to be an easy transition.
Yeah. Well, Ben, you do a great job here with the
Thank you.
students. It's an excellent feeder for the high school. The high school musical last year celebrated its 50th anniversary,
50th,
and
yep.
a long-time tradition, and I think it's been nice to get the students ready for that program, through your program here.
Absolutely.
So great job with what you do with that. I know you have a lot of people that help you, other teachers, volunteers. You want to talk a little bit about your support staff?
Sure. So we have a great, it's a small group of people, but they do a lot of jobs, and most of them are parent volunteers. They're the parents of the students in our show, and the biggest job that they've been doing is costuming for us. And they've been coming in, and so while we're rehearsing on the stage, the parents are coming in to work the band room, which we've transitioned into a costuming, where we do all the costuming work. And they're back there in the band room, and they're just they're sewing and they're adapting costumes to fit our students, and they work so hard at it. And so we just want to thank those people, those parents that put in the time to make that happen.
It takes a lot of people behind the scenes to put something like this together, so that's great. How big of a cast do you have for this?
It's very small. Total is about 40 students, and that includes the cast and the crew. And we're used to having well over 100 students typically in our shows. So this is a small cast
That
for
is,
us.
yeah. Well, it's great that you can still, I give you credit for putting the show on. Easiest thing would be to say we can't do it. Hardest thing is try and figure another way out to do that.
Right, and so this is one of the things I keep telling my students this year is one of the numbers in the show is called It's Possible. So that's what I kept saying all year is, are we going to be able to put on a show? And I say, it's possible.
Yeah, it is possible.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you well. Break a leg, I guess I
Thank
should
you.
say, on your production. And folks, you can watch this at home. You can pop some popcorn and watch this live stream. So we encourage you to go visit the website and order your tickets. This is Good to Know.